This video was brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make it with Squarespace. A few weeks ago, I made a video playing with washi tape that a viewer sent to my PO box, and I had so much fun creating these illustrations. I asked you guys if you wanted me to mix it with watercolor, so I went out and bought my own washi tape, so let's see what I can create with that. I went to Michael's to look at their washi tape, and I gotta say, the selection was pretty, I don't know, it was a little too girly for me. The colors that I did like that were maybe a little more brighter had some really cheesy tape on there. They had stuff that were like, stay bright and be positive and happy, and honestly, you guys, I can't handle it. So what I ended up choosing was this darker set. It's got some pink and blue in it, it's got some floral, it's got some stripes and some polka dots. I thought it was pretty cute, kind of dark, but still cute, not too cheesy, and I like it. I also got some gold because I thought I would stay on brand, you know, Kasey golden, ha. And I also just wanted to get something that had a little more shine to it, so that might be fun. All right, let's get to creating. So going into this illustration, I don't know why I didn't do a more testy piece first. I don't know why I didn't do smaller pieces just to play around with it first and see what I wanted to do mixed in with the watercolor. Maybe it's because I had already played around with washi tape in the last video, so I guess I felt like I already knew what I was doing, so I just kind of jumped in thinking that all was well. But because I was combining washi tape with watercolor, there was actually a few things that I wasn't really sure of going into this, and I do wish I had played around with more. One thing I learned is that dark tape, it's really not see-through. I knew it wouldn't be as see-through, which reminds me I did shade things under where washi tape was going to be, thinking that you could get a little bit of that shadow through, but because the tape was so thick, you lost all my shading. I mean, maybe there's a slight difference in darkness in the hair on the piece that I did shade, but not enough to be worth it to shade under it when you can't see through it. I think this also might come down to quality. I think the quality of these washi tapes were a little bit higher, or at least they were pricier than the ones I used last time. This particular set was $30. What? Thank God for that 40% off Michael's coupon, because wow. I had no idea washi tape was that expensive. Which honestly, the more expensive ones do have more appealing patterns to me personally, but I kind of liked the cheaper washi tape better. It didn't stick quite as well, so you didn't have to worry about it ripping up your paper. This tape definitely ripped up my paper quite a few times whenever I wanted to take it back up, and it definitely removed watercolor a few times, which I wasn't happy about. It was also very, very, very hard to write on top of this washi tape. I guess it had more of a slick texture and less of a papery texture than the cheaper washi tape, which really bummed me out because I really did want to write on top of the washi tape, especially the tape that was a lot darker and you could really lose all of your details that you had drawn under it. I really wanted to make sure that I could go back over that with pen and re-establish some of those details, but I definitely wasn't able to do that. I tried out 5 or 6 different pens just to see which ones could write on it before I actually found one that did a decent job. The ink was still repelled by the surface and it kind of beat it a little bit, but if you worked at it, you could get quite a bit of black on there, so I worked at it and it turned out okay, but just doing line work on it, it just wasn't happening, which really bummed me out, so I don't know. Cheap washi tape might be the way to go. Anyways, when I went into this piece, I did want to make sure I had a few elements that I could choose the washi tapes to use with. Now, I didn't want to use as many as possible, but I had so many new washi tapes that I felt like I had to at least use a few of them. The more patterns you use, the more of a cluster it becomes, and it's just a little too much. I think maybe washi tape might be best to use as an accent for your piece and not so much the main coloring system for your piece. It was a lot of fun to play with. I love doing experimental things like this every once in a while, though it is something really fun to just put in a pop of color or a repeating pattern or something in your drawings. It's really fun. So I knew I wanted to do something floral for her hair just to keep it really crazy up there, and for her outfit I wanted it to be a little more chill, and I knew I wanted to do some sort of really weird outfit with that clear gold tape, and I really like the way this turned out, even though I kind of wish I had maybe just done some tights on her or something. I think these weird arm and skirt things are really cool. Then I just finished it off with some really weird tape, just kind of wrapping around her just to add, I don't know, I guess just to add some mystery to the illustration and play with the tape as tape, I guess. And that was that. So I really do like the result of this girl, but I do think maybe less is more when it comes to washi tape. So I want to do a few smaller drawings. So I've got this little sketch of Hatch. Let's finish it. What can I say? I'm a strong believer in maybe too much of a good thing, and I do think maybe the washi tape could be better used as an accent and not so much as the main attraction? I don't know. So as it stands right now, this drawing of Hatch just looks like a regular drawing of Hatch, but actually I'm going to add something with the washi tape to, like I said, add an accent or just something that adds to the drawing but isn't necessarily like the bulk of the drawing. I think because drawing with washi tape it's kind of a gimmicky thing. I think you have to use it in moderation and not necessarily overuse it to the point where it's just kind of like a cluster. Okay, now that I have all of the line art done, I am just going to erase all of the pencil and then we're going to watercolor it. To everyone who asks how I get my paintings to stay in one place on my desk, it's tape. I just put some tape on the back of it and then stick it on my desk and it stays. Also keeps the paper from curling up just a little bit. It always curls up if I put too much water on it, but for the most part, it'll stay pretty down. There you go. Okay, now that Hatch is completed, I do have to decide which tape I'm going to use. I don't want to go too dark because I just don't want to be too dark. So I don't even know them. I think I want to go with one of these gold ones. I did use this one a lot in the big piece, so I don't know if I want to use this one. This one is just, that one's a little much. So I might end up using this one because it's a polka dot one. It's pretty cute. We've got some see-through pieces that might be pretty fun. So I'm thinking this one. Okay, so you may or may not have seen me put the tape on and then take it off because it just wasn't see-through enough and I was going to have quite a heck of a time cutting out around Hatch. Had some problems with it picking up the paper, but that's fine. We're gonna go with the small polka dot one because I know it's a little more see-through and it'll be a lot easier. It'll be a lot easier and yeah, that's all I need. Just give me easy. All right, I've got my washi tape down, so now I'm going to use an X-Acto knife or blade or whatever you want to call it to cut away the pieces. A lot of you guys asked me how I cut away without the paper getting cut away. You just don't press down super hard. Washi tape isn't hard to cut. It's a pretty thin, easy to cut material, so as long as you don't cut or push down too hard, you should be able to cut away at the tape without cutting away at the paper beneath. Now you do cut away a little bit. I mean, it's going to be unavoidable, but you know, whatever. It's fine. All right, here we go. Okay, let's see how that turned out. Oh my gosh, look at Hatch. This is exactly what I mean by I think washi tape is maybe meant for an accent or just like a little something in the drawings and not really so much the main attraction. Look how cute that is. You can see through his dress, but it's still sparkly and you can see there's something there. I think it's adorable. I kind of want to give him like something on his head. Oh my goodness, Hatch, you are looking fabulous. That is so adorable. I actually really like this. Plus the gold and the blue go really well together. So yeah, I love this. Look at him, this is so adorable. Plus this would be a really good idea if you want to draw some sexy ladies and give them some lingerie or something. I really like this, aw. Let's do another one. All right, so next up we have this baby Dennis drawing that I did, and this time I'm going to do like a regular watercolor drawing, draw him and color him as usual, and then I'm going to do a circle in the background with washi tape just to give it a pop of color or pattern or something, just to see how washi tape can add an accent of something like that, I guess. Alright, the line art is done, so let's put the tape on the back and get to coloring. So which tape do we want? Do we want some gold shiny tape, which would probably blend into his antlers? Probably not. Plus it's hard to see behind these except for the dotted one. Or do we want to get something with a little more color and fun? So I don't want to do any of the black ones because, as you can see, Dennis is mostly black, so I feel like he would kind of get lost in it. So I'm thinking pink or green. I kind of want to do the polka dot pink ones, even though we already used that one. I think that's what I'm thinking. You know what? Let's go for that green floral. Just because I feel like I could easily paint a light pink background and then put dark pink spots on it. Because I kind of feel like the whole point of using washi tape is to get a really complicated repeating pattern, and you know, I can do polka dots, so let's do this floral pattern. I think it'll be cute to have these little green flowers around Dennis. Let's do it. All right, we've got Dennis all covered up. Let's try to cut him out. I think cutting Dennis out will be really easy. I think it's the circle I'm going to have trouble with because I can't really see the pencil mark. The really hard part is cutting right between the colored and the line art, because you want the line art of the character to still be seen, but it's so hard to cut right between the border of the line art and the colored. Oh boy, it's pretty difficult, especially when you can barely see where you're cutting. I feel like I'm doing a very bad job. Phew, all right, well, I did it. It looks pretty cute. I'm not sure that putting a circle behind a character really has that much effect, any different than if I just did like a color or something. It is cute. I will say that. It's definitely cute having all those little flowers behind Dennis. Was it worth the trouble? I don't know. It definitely took up a lot of the paint that I had already put down. I also weakened the tape because I knew from experience from my past few pieces that the tape was tearing up the paint. Even loosening it didn't seem to change that. But you know what? It gives it like a kind of really cool worn out effect. So whatever, I'm into it. There you go. There is our finished result. Oh my god, that was on autofocus the whole time. I'm so sorry. And that is that for my watercolor and washi tape illustration video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely had a lot of fun playing around with them. Seeing how differently the washi tape worked with watercolor illustrations was definitely a lot more interesting, I think, and more fun than just ink, so I had a lot of fun with it. But where am I going to show off these illustrations? My shiny new portfolio website, of course. And with Squarespace, it's easy. So easy, in fact, that you won't even have to use their 24/7 award-winning customer service who will help you step by step. When displaying my portfolio to potential clients and publishers, I want my artwork to speak for itself, and Squarespace allows you to choose from so many sleek and clean templates. And what makes these templates even better is that they are just the starting point for your website. Editing it to your liking is just as easy. I mean, honestly, I was pretty surprised at how easy it was. So what are you waiting for? Make it with Squarespace. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!